season for DeMarcus Cousins.
Averaging 27 and 11 on the year. A couple of monster games against the Denver Nuggets back-to-back. As we take a look at the starting lineups, first of all, for San Antonio, Tony Parker and Danny Green in the backcourt. Leonard back in the lineup. LaMarcus Aldridge and the veteran Tim Duncan in the middle. Meanwhile, Rondo and McLemore in the backcourt. AC getting his fourth consecutive start for the Kings. Rudy Gay up front on the front line, and Cousins rounding out the starting five. And Duncan controlling the tip. San Antonio with the game's first possession. Spurs 47-9 overall. Off to a franchise. A recent win against Phoenix. Quincy Acy recently inserted into the starting lineup after the All-Star break, and Mark, defensively, even more than offensively, he's going to help this team, or at least that's the thought, isn't it?
Oh, there's two ways he's really going to help them. Defensively and with his energy and effort. The way he competes becomes contagious, and he brings a presence that they've been searching for all season.
There's that rebound by Acy. George Karl playing him only about 15-16 minutes, but getting them off to a good start. Like that. Rondo leading the league in assists, and a high handoff to Gay. He'll go to the free throw line, trying to complete the three-point play. Rudy Gay, a 79% free throw shooter on the season. Scoring not an issue for this Sacramento team. They come into the game tonight averaging over 107 points per game. That's third best in the league.
So you got DeMarcus Cousins, Rudy Gay.
You're going to Kings. The veteran coach of several different stops. Acy thought about it. 8 on the shot clock for Rondo. Had it knocked away, and here's San Antonio in transition. They've got numbers. Green and Leonard couldn't finish. Aldridge is there and draws the foul. Marcus Aldridge is going to go to the free throw line for a pair. Aldridge coming off an All-Star appearance up in Toronto. Had 19 points and 10 rebounds in their recent win against Phoenix several nights ago. That foul against Quincy Acy. Let's take a look at the NBA national TV schedule, folks. A full slate of games across the NBA networks. Thursday on TNT. And it back quickly at the other end. Another easy one for Acy.
That's why Rondo likes the pace. You push the basketball with guys that can finish on the perimeter at the rim. It's going to put you in position to be successful. That's the pace that they have to play with.
Why Leonard misses from downtown. Quick hit ahead to McLemore. Danny Green might have got a piece of that. And the Spurs have numbers. McLemore still trying to get back on defense. And Rudy Gay with the piece of that. The Spurs have numbers. McLemore still trying to get back on defense. Rudy Gay with the rebound. Up and down they go. This pace very favorable for the Kings. Cousins got stripped. Leonard out to Parker. Prior to that, an NBA champion with the Boston Celtics. But having a real bounce-back season right now. Out of the timeout, Leonard kicks it out to Aldridge. Spurs starting front court 0 for 7 so far. Make it 0 for 8. That's going to be a loose ball foul against Sacramento. Gonna call that one on Rondo. That's his first.
But you talked about the bounce back year for Rondo. And I think when you talk about most improved player for the season, to me it's C.J. McCollum, Portland Trailblazers. But you can't ignore, to me, on a touch. And he has bounced back and had a stellar year. Looked like, the Rondo that we saw in Boston, making plays for his team.
Yeah, you think about the way things ended last season in Dallas between the Mavericks and Rondo, where he ignominiously and unceremoniously sat out the final games of the season in the playoffs as Aldridge tips that one home. Some would have thought that he was really toxic, like you said. Nobody might want to touch him, but has really seemingly found a home here in Sacramento.
were today, and I'm sure they were good. The bottom line, they left out of there with a win, but Whiteside played well also.
Whiteside with another double-double. Gatsby, errant pass, coming back the other way for the Spurs. Mills. Anderson running out to the three-point line. Why not? Leonard with the rebound, and he'll go to the foul line for a pair. Gatsby on the foul. The Sacramento team, 2-8 going into the All-Star break. There was a lot of rampant speculation about the future of head coach George Karl. Right when the team had gotten to the number 8 spot, they went into that tailspin. General manager Vlade Divac came out and said George is going to remain our coach. And right now, Mark, they're trying to lock in on that 8th and final playoff spot, 3.5 games back as the night began. Divac did not make any deals at the trade deadline, feeling that they have enough moving forward to make the playoffs.
Well, it's very interesting. And then in the midst of all of this, you're expecting a team to go out and compete. They've certainly done that. They have the talent. I think that at the end of the day, when you look at this team, inconsistency on the defensive end. You're not going to win in this league consistently when your defense is inconsistent. You look at their numbers, offensively off the charts. They have the ability to score the basketball. They have to begin to take pride night in and night out, possession after possession on the defensive end to give themselves a chance to get in the playoffs, and then anything can happen.
Rudy Gay going to work against Patty Mills. Couldn't take advantage of the mismatch, and here come the Spurs. Leonard one-on-one against Collison, and one for Kawhi Leonard. A 10-3 run for the San Antonio Spurs sees them up by 8.
You're asking Darren Collison to defend Kawhi Leonard as he's backing him down one-on-one. That's too tall of a task for him to try to do without any help. He's dribbling the basketball. Help has got to come and get the ball out of his hands.
Former NBA Finals MVP. Really the face of the Spurs moving forward post Big Three. Both he and LaMarcus Aldridge. Leonard signing a maximum contract during the offseason. And San Antonio leading by 9.
This is a big point right now for Sacramento. You don't want to allow more separation because the Spurs gained more.
A tough night against San Antonio. He was 5 for 20 in the first meeting against the Spurs. Bellinelli and rebounded, one and done for the Kings.
That's picture perfect defense by the Spurs too. First on Cousins and then on Bellinelli.
Leonard going to work against his former teammate. Left that one short. West battling underneath, pardon me. That was Diaw. Comes off to Collison. Momentum. Maybe even a team that's been in the playoffs, or at least heading in that direction. Cousins with his first point of the ball game. Sacramento down 6. Leonard inside with a nice looking jump hook. He scored the last 7 points for San Antonio. Only missed the previous game because he had to get a tooth extracted. So did Caspi. He must have had some kind of dental special going on. I mean, 2 players with the same issue.
I'm looking at DeMarcus Cousins struggling. You know, you think about the last 2 games, the numbers he's put up. Part of it is the Spurs defense. Give them credit, paying attention to detail and executing the game plan. With DeMarcus Cousins, you got to do a better job getting in position before help comes.
Gay driving the baseline. Collison up top for Caspi, and Caspi, his rough night continuing. Back out to Collison. Look at another possession here. Cousins fouled. Both Green and Leonard were defending on the foul. He's going to give that foul to Leonard, his first personal. Sacramento just 4 of 18 shooting here in the second quarter. Caspy going to come out for Seth Curry. Folks, NBAtickets.com is the official source for all NBA tickets, even for sold-out games. Start your search now at NBAtickets.com, where tickets are always authentic and always available.
Getting into the seams with the beautiful kick out.
Danny Green, fresh off a All-Star break where he went to Yosemite Park in Wyoming and took a look at the flora and fauna, enjoyed the scenery, he told me, Mark. Rondo from outside. Hey, that fresh mountain air will do some things for you. He's got Green 3 of 4 from downtown in this game. 9-point Spurs lead. Parker on. Spurs with its biggest lead of the ball game at 11. A little pick and pop. Cousins might have been better off shooting it. Couldn't find Curry, and off the steal, Kawhi Leonard.
And the team looks for your leadership, your body language.
Marcus Cousins, a two-time All-Star. Popovich, for one, said he really enjoyed coaching him this past weekend up in Toronto, a couple weekends ago. Gay comes up with the steal for the Kings and a chance to cut the lead back down under double figs, and then they give it back. Green in transition. That Sacramento had early in this game, in the first 6 minutes, seems to have dissipated altogether right now. Shooting just 32% from the field. Cousins from the elbow. Blocked by a couple of Spurs. McLemore back in the ball game for Sacramento. Green in the face. Set a good screen on Danny Green to free up McLemore. 5 points for Ben McLemore. Parker inside to Duncan. Out to Kawhi Leonard, who misfires. Cousins with yet another rebound, his 10th. He can take it baseline to baseline, and he draws the foul on Kawhi Leonard. It's going to be Leonard's second. That sends Cousins to the free throw line. 39 and 9 last night. 37 and 20 the previous game against the Denver Nuggets. And DeMarcus Cousins' play has even drawn the praise. Cousins, a pretty good free throw shooter, knocks that one down, 73% from the line.
The only thing I will say, what you don't see is, I don't see guys talking to each other. I don't see guys saying it's going to be all right. What you see with winning teams. The last time out, the Spurs got together without Coach Popovich, and they talked about what they were going to do.
That's not going to make Popovich happy. He's in the ear of official Leon Wood. Rudy Gay for the lead. And a quick hit ahead to Cousins. Aldridge broke it up, and McLemore ran down the loose ball. Kings possession. McLemore lost his footing and turned it over. Here's Green looking for his 4th 3 of the night. Here's Green looking for his 4th 3 of the night. Rondo up to Cousins, who is leaking out. Leonard fouled by Rudy Gay, but this Kings team playing with a lot more urgency here early in the third quarter, Mark.
What a difference a half makes. Missed opportunity, playing with pace, the big man trailing. Good pass by Rondo and another finish in transition by Cousins.
Rondo has had a very profound and positive effect on Cousins. The coaching staff will tell you that as Leonard goes to the free throw line. Knocks down the first. Let's take a look at the NBA national TV schedule. Thursday on TNT, OKC taking on the Pelicans, then Houston taking on Portland, who's red hot. Golden State taking on OKC. That's our Saturday night game on ABC. Then Sunday, Minnesota taking on Dallas. For more on these games, log on to NBA.com or the NBA app. As Leonard knocks down 2. He's talking about the relationship between Rondo and Cousins. Remember, Rondo was mentored by Pierce and KG in Boston. And then passing on some of that knowledge to Cousins on how to handle the spotlight as Cousins gets hit with the foul.
And I will also say that Cousins has had a profound effect on Rondo also.
In what sense?
In the sense that here's a guy that people thought he couldn't play no more. He wouldn't be the same again. And all of a sudden he finds a big man with great hands that can finish.
And out front. Illinois' pass anticipated by David West.
And another careless play, another turnover.
Leonard's jumper errand. Back comes Collison. Now the jump shot. We've talked a lot about LaMarcus Aldridge and his adjustment. What about David West, a guy that for years was the elder statesman of most of the locker rooms he's been in? Here in San Antonio, he says he's enjoying being the beneficiary of, being able to go to other guys and ask what's up.
It's refreshing, but I'm more impressed with the salary adjustment. The way I wouldn't have done it.
West has actually started a lot of the games for San Antonio when Duncan was out with that knee problem, and Leonard knocks down the three, and George Karl has seen enough. A 13-2 San Antonio spurt. And Mills, West, and Kawhi putting Sleep Train Arena on deep sleep here.
We got dancers upstairs, 224, 201, 205, 206.
Are they better than the Bulls? I played that Bulls team. Even if you say the Spurs, the bottom line is they're the best team right now. They're the defending champs and on their way to possibly winning another championship. It's awfully impressive when you think about the Spurs and the Warriors, or the Warriors and the Spurs being a combined 52-0 at home.
Crazy. Neither team has lost at home this season. Out of bounds, it'll be Sacramento basketball, and you see Steph Curry jerseys everywhere across the NBA landscape. Back out to Cousins. As I mentioned earlier, if San Antonio can be as AC couldn't convert on the lob. It's 1-4 when you look at their record against Golden State. Toronto, another team that they haven't beaten this year. Cleveland, they split.
It gives you a chance, if you're Coach Popovich, to coach your team, because they can't fall in love with what they've been able to do this. And they got drilled by Toronto also. Right. So they've been not just beaten by these teams, they've been drilled. So give them credit. The teams that they're supposed to handle, they've handled all season long. They've got to find a way against the elite to take care of their business in the same fashion.
Look why Leonard muscled that one in. The lead is up to 19 for San Antonio. Popovich has admitted openly that two more games on this almost 7,000-mile odyssey, the rodeo road trip for the San Antonio Spurs. They'll take on Utah and Houston, and then head home to San Antonio. And Kawhi Leonard striking a pose with that follow through. He's got 17. The lead is up to 20.
Well, he came into this league, couldn't shoot the basketball. Marcus Cousins knocks down the ball. Working every day on your craft.
For 15, they got to get moving though and get some stops. With under 5.5 to go, Collison with an impressive 15 on 7 of 8.
They've got to find a way to get that type of scoring in their starting backcourt. Look at the way that the Spurs starting backcourt has thoroughly outscored Sacramento 31-10.
Got to stop that time, and here comes Rondo. Cousins had his shot partially blocked, and Kenny Mauer is going to give him a technical foul for that vehement protests.
It'd be interesting to see the replay from the live action. Looked like he has a case to be made. Looked like it was contact by Dial.
Well, Leon Wood was right there and had a good look at it.
Don't do that. We've seen referees have good looks, and I mean, it happens every now and then. With all due respect, I'm not in love with the angle that we showed the replay.
Okay. Leon Wood not call the foul and lead up to 16 after the free throw.
Leon Wood was a very good basketball player in his own right.
Played out here on the West Coast. Titans. Parker made the mid-range jump shot. Tony Parker has quietly put together a pretty good night. 17 points and 6 dimes. Leonard with a great bounce pass to Parker. And just when it seems that Sacramento gets right back into it, the Spurs find the accelerator again.
Kings fans, it's time for the Sleep Train score ticket to a better night's sleep. This is my contestant, Joe. Joe, Sleep Train Mattress Centers wants to hook you up with a $3,000 shopping spree. All you gotta do is answer 3 trivia questions. Then you gotta make 3 shots in 30 seconds from that mattress over there. If you can hit 3, you're gonna win a $3,000 shopping spree to Sleep Train Mattress Centers. You ready to do this? Yes. Kings fans, help them out. Question number 1, true or false? Sleep Train is the #1 mattress specialty chain on the West Coast.
True.
True, 1 for 1. Question 2, what decades were waterbeds first introduced? The 20s, the 60s, or the 1990s?
60s.
60s, he's 2 for 2. Last question, this is an easy one. What is Sleep Train's slogan?
A ticket to your better night's sleep.
He got it, close enough. Go ahead and take a seat right over there at the edge of the mattress. We're gonna put 30 seconds up there on the clock. Listen for the countdown.
1, 2, ready, go.
All right, you are 3 shots away from $3,000. Oh no. 20 seconds, Joe.
We knew he was talented, but to say that he was going to be a starter at the All-Star game, no way. No way you can see that when he first arrived. But I think Pop did a good job to not put too much pressure on him and let him, improve as a player each year. And I think the fact that we had the big 3, it gave him time for him to have no pressure and just improve and get better and get better and get better.
Look at the numbers tonight, 18 points and 8 rebounds for Kawhi Leonard in his first game back off of a calf injury, which cost him 3 games. Post All-Star break, Tony Parker with 19 to go along with 6 assists. You know, you speak to players around the league, they still don't know. Many of them have told me they still don't know what Kawhi Leonard sounds like. They don't know what his voice actually sounds like. He is so stoic, so expressionless, doesn't say a whole lot, but man, his game does a lot of talking.
He's a winner. He's an absolute winner. There's a reason why Pop and Spurs organization fell in love with this young man, and he has not disappointed. You're going to bet on somebody to, after